What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and today I'm going to do my best to go over MetaMask. We're going to cover everything you need to know about setting up MetaMask, from creating the wallet to, of course, saving your private keys, etc., and then connecting to different networks and importing tokens as well. And this is because there seems to be a lot of confusion surrounding this, so I wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of how you can participate in multiple ecosystems. This means anything from layer 2 solutions on Ethereum like Polygon Matic to completely different networks like Ethereum Classic, and getting those connected up so you can get up and running on MetaMask and participating in different networks and not getting restricted to basically only utilizing MetaMask for Ethereum. We'll get into it right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. To support the channel, click the join button below the video and you will get access to our privately hosted Rocket Chat. Selecting the $1.99 option will get you access, and after that you need to head over to the membership tab, scroll down, and expand out your membership perks. Find the section for connecting on social media, and in that section there will be a secret registration URL to join Rocket Chat, where you can sign up to enjoy talking with other cryptocurrency enthusiasts and miners without spammers, scammers, or bots. Welcome back. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Okie doke. So first things first, we're going to be utilizing the Brave browser. However, you can do this with pretty much any other Chromium-based browser. I just prefer Brave, and you can get the link or a link to Brave to download it down in the description below. It's a standard Windows install process and you should be good to go. Alternatively, MetaMask does work on mobile as well. So you have an iOS option, and of course you have an Android option. Now, both of those are pretty similar to what we're going to be showing you guys in principle to the web browser based version as well. But if you have any additional questions or think that we should create a separate guide for the mobile application specifically, please let me know in the comment section below. So first things first, you want to make sure that you head to metamask.io. Make sure that you are not following any links to MetaMask from maybe even Google or whatever search engine you utilize, because in a lot of cases you can end up running into a problem with rotten seeds. For more on rotten seeds, check out the card pop-up for information, but essentially you could end up losing your funds if you aren't going directly to the official metamask.io website. From here, you do have the option to essentially click the download button. And then for download, you can see that there are the iOS and Android options here. We're going to be doing the Chrome version here. So next, all you need to do is go ahead and click Install MetaMask for Chrome. It should take you to the Chrome Web Store. That's why I said this is a Chromium-based tutorial, which you'll need to go ahead and utilize. Then over here, you'll have the option to add to Brave. Once you click add to Brave, it will say basically what it can do. It can read and change all your data, display notifications, and modify data and copy and paste. We're going to go ahead and say OK and add extension. At this point, it will say MetaMask has been added to Brave, and it'll take you to this little Get Started page automatically. All you got to do from here is click the Get Started option. This is very important. So if you're new to MetaMask, you want to basically say, yes, let's get set up. If you're reading an alternative guide and it tells you to import the wallet, yet you've never generated your own secret recovery phrase, you do not want to do this, as that means somebody else has access to that secret recovery phrase. This is very important. So for your first setup, and we'll talk about recovery phrases here in a second, but for your first setup, you want to say create wallet. Now, at this point, it'll tell you a few different things and you can just go ahead and agree to them. There are policies you should pay attention to though. And then you need to create a password. What I highly recommend doing is using some sort of password generator. You can use this that's built into maybe your password vault, whether that be something like Kaspersky or LastPass or Dashlane, or if you just want to create one easily And real quickly, you can always head to a website called random.org, which will be linked down below. And at random.org, you can scroll down and look for the password generator. It should be under lists and strings. And then from there, basically all you have to do is just say generate 5 random passwords and however long you want, and then click the get passwords option. And you can copy one of these passwords right here by just right clicking and saying copy, and then head back on over to MetaMask, and then you can just go ahead and paste that into your password. This is what I prefer to do. You can create a password that you have memorized. I just think that random passwords are going to be the most secure. I don't think I actually know that, but you should probably have some sort of password manager to help you basically go through this. We'll talk about password managers in a different video though. So we're going to go ahead and click create, and we have our password set up. It will give you basically a little tutorial here if you wish to read it. What it's going to go through is basically your secret recovery phrase and how to keep your wallet safe. We're going to go ahead and skip that because I'm going to talk about that now. This is your secret recovery phrase. Remember at the beginning when we started to create the wallet, we had the option to import a secret recovery phrase. This is your recovery phrase that you should not basically share with anybody else, and you should keep secure at all times. You can click here to reveal the secret, and essentially this is the phrase that you want to go ahead and protect. Here are some different options for protecting it. You can utilize something like, of course, just a piece of paper and a safe. Now, even if you have a fireproof safe and a waterproof safe, it may still be advisable to purchase some sort of basically hardware wallet that allows you to etch it onto basically a fireproof and waterproof device, essentially. Basically, what you're looking for is something like this on Amazon that is essentially like a crypto wallet, usually called a cold wallet, but this will suffice in the fact that essentially all you have here is a little pen, and we'll have this link down in the description below. And you will write your seed phrases on this with the pen that's provided, and that will keep it basically safe from water and preferably fire as well. Now, because of the type of ink, this isn't as good as etching, but the etching wallets are going to cost you a little bit more because you will need to essentially have an etcher or a letter punch. These are just a few of the different options, or one of the different options that you can utilize to do this. All right, so now that you have saved your seed phrase, we can move on. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this to a notepad for now because we will be burning this wallet after we've done the tutorial. So at this point, it's going to say, please select each phrase in order to make sure that it is correct. Once you've entered it in order, you'll click the confirm button and it'll say congratulations and you're ready to get going. At this point, right off the bat, what it's going to present you with is essentially your account. This will be your public address. You can copy it and then paste that anywhere else if you want to receive funds. Now, this is automatically connected to the Ethereum mainnet, and you have a couple different options, but you'll see your assets down here. You can see your activity. You can buy, you can send the Ethereum, and you can swap the Ethereum. What we want to cover first, though, is going to be basically protecting your wallets. So first, we want to make sure that you understand where you can access your private key in the case that you forgot to record it. So you're going to want to click the ellipses, account details, and export private key. At this point, it will request that you type your MetaMask password. So we're just going to go ahead and copy it from the one we created earlier, paste it into here, and then you click confirm. It will basically supply you with your private key, which you can use to also recover. Then on top of that, if you want your seed phrase, you can come into here and click the settings option, go to security and privacy, and click reveal seed phrase. We will paste our password into here, click next, and then it will once again give you basically your private seed or secret recovery phrase. You can download that as a CSV or just copy it to your clipboard. And that is pretty much all the settings there. That as far as basically getting your seed recovery phrase in case you want to recover it to a different device, maybe your cell phone later on, or to another PC, and that's how you would recover your wallet. Remember that you should have put it on some sort of cold wallet, or at least written it down and putting it into a safe in case you need to recover it and you lose access to the device that you have currently. Alrighty, so now what I want to show you guys is how you can connect to different networks on MetaMask so that you can start to navigate everything a little bit more seamlessly and with more knowledge. So MetaMask doesn't just work with Ethereum, it doesn't just work with ERC20 tokens, and it does work with additional networks as well as additional tokens. You can import tokens to different networks and so on, and we're going to kind of give you guys the tools to figure this out. So first of all, if we were to go and say that we wanted some pancake swap added to MetaMask, and we head on over to CoinMarketCap, we can go ahead and find right here a little option that says contracts, and you see this contract says BNB Smart Chain BEP20. Now we know at this point that Cake, if we wanted to swap it with on MetaMask, would require us to connect to the BNB Smart Chain or Binance Smart Chain. So that means that next we need to figure out, well, how do we connect to the Binance Smart Chain? And that's where CoinMarketCap and their tool or their kind of wiki here, Alexandria, is going to help us out. So we can go to coinmarketcap.com/Alexandria, which we'll leave linked down below, and we could just search for add Binance. You can see here it has an option for connect MetaMask to Binance Smart Chain. So once we click into here, it'll give us a guide. We've already done the install, and then it'll tell us basically exactly how to connect it and add the Binance Smart Chain to our wallet. So this one's pretty simple, right? All we got to do is kind of scroll down here and find the details. You can see here the network name, the RPC URL, all that sort of thing, right? So at this point, all we got to do is go into our MetaMask, and you can click it up here. If you want to add it and pin it in Brave, you can always click the little pin button so it's always up here. We're going to go ahead and click it. Then we're going to click down on the network at the top, and we're going to click Add Network. At this point, you'll see basically all the fields that are within essentially the Binance Smart Chain here are over here as well too. So we could just name it, the name we could name whatever we want. We'll copy exactly how the tutorial tells us for now. And you'll have the new RPC URL, making sure you just put the URL in here just to be clear. We'll need to put in the chain ID, which is 56, and the currency symbol, which is BNB. And then we can put in the Block Explorer URL as well. And then once we've had that all added, we can go ahead and click Save. Now at this point, don't worry, you're able to go back to, of course, the Ethereum mainnet by just clicking down on the down arrow once again and going back to Ethereum. Or we can go down to Smart Chain here. So we have our Smart Chain added, but what if we want to go ahead and add Pancake Swap? Well, we're just going to go back to CoinMarketCap, search for Pancake Swap or Cake, and then we can select it. And then we can go down here, and there's actually a little option to add to MetaMask, and it'll automatically add that token. So at that point, we can go ahead and click Add. And then once we're in our MetaMask again, you'll notice that we have the token or the asset for Cake. So that is pretty much how you are going to be able to add, Cake, which is only on the Binance Smart Chain, to MetaMask. This will work with pretty much everything else as well. So add in whatever thing you're looking for. Are you aping into some ApeCoin? Fine, go ahead and go to ApeCoin, click add to MetaMask, and then it'll tell you in the case that you do not have it selected properly, this is an important screen. It'll say please change the wallet network, and we can change it to the Ethereum mainnet. We'll change that to the Ethereum mainnet. We'll go ahead and say add my ApeCoin, add the token, and now we have ApeCoin listed on the Ethereum mainnet. In some cases, there are tokens that go across everything. One that would be an example that also even has its own network is Flux. Flux has multiple contracts, meaning that it has multiple parallel assets. As you can see here, we have BNB, we have Solana, and we have Tron, as well as Ethereum. So in the case of Solana and Tron, they will utilize contract addresses for different wallets, and it will not be compatible with MetaMask. If it's compatible with MetaMask, then it should have the little MetaMask symbol next to it. And that should give you a quick idea of how to, or what is available within MetaMask. At this point, if we wanted to add, of course, the Binance Smart Chain version, we would go ahead and click it. It'll remind us to, of course, change our network if we like. And then we could go ahead and change our network over to the Binance Smart Chain. And once we've done that, we can click the More and then click the MetaMask. And once again, it has now added the Flux token. Additionally, we could go ahead and switch our network once again, so you guys get the idea, over to our Ethereum mainnet. Come back over here and click add to MetaMask, and then it will add the Flux token to our MetaMask for that. So at this point, we basically have some options to maybe swap for Ape or Flux, or we could go over to the Binance Smart Chain and we could swap some BNB for some Cake or some Flux. You can do a lot of swapping within MetaMask itself. So if we wanted to swap, we could go ahead and, for example, on the Ethereum mainnet, click the swap here, and then it will ask us if you want to enable smart contracts or not, or smart transactions. I would, as a beginner, go ahead and advise to go ahead and do it, because it will hopefully keep your stuff a little bit cheaper. We can search for that Flux that we added. Boom, right there. And it will say if you've added it manually that the token has been added manually, and you should verify that token, so please do so. At this point, we can go ahead and swap some Ethereum for it. We're going to swap about $28 there. We're going to say continue. There are some advanced options within here. Your advanced options can stop some slippage tolerance down to 2% or even more if you wanted to do a custom 3% by default. You can utilize the smart transaction, which will simulate transactions before submitting to decrease transaction costs and reduce failures. We'll go ahead and leave that selected. There are some more advanced options for these swaps and so on. If you guys would like me to go over that later, let me know. You can go ahead and click Review Swap. In this particular case, there's no quotes available, probably because there's not enough Flux in this particular case. Now, that is something to note. If Flux does not have a lot of liquidity, and we can cover liquidity for tokens on different chains in a different video. We've covered how to add liquidity for multiple tokens. Then you won't be able to do it in this particular case, but you could at least see your Flux. An easy example right now that we can use for the swap, though, would be some ApeCoin that we added earlier. Now, this one is verified on 2 sources, so it will go ahead and say that it's verified. We can click Review Swap. It'll tell us at this point that we will be able to get 1.5 if we wanted to. However, what you'll notice is that our gas fees are extremely high, so we can't do that. So if you get to this point and you see exactly what's going on here, you can see that we don't have enough money or enough ETH in our wallet to go ahead and do it. So you can always come up here and edit if you really want to keep continuing to buy something, and kind of turn that down maybe a little bit. Now at this point, our fee would be $25, and then we would be swapping for $25 in ApeCoin. Once again, it's important to note, of course, that Ethereum fees are quite ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that because we don't want to do that. Now, if we wanted to avoid fees, there are things called bridges. So in some cases, you may want to go ahead and move some of your Ethereum based tokens over to a different chain. In most cases, this is going to require something called a bridge. You'll have to go ahead and probably try to Google yourself through some of these bridges, but this will be an example for Binance Smart Chain. We can add individual ones for you guys, including Polygon, which we have covered before, as well as some others, but this is the basic idea. Now, Binance does have a bridge itself, but it's not available in my geographical location. It does essentially have two different options that you can utilize: Seller C Bridge and AnySwap. AnySwap has been basically rebranded to multi-chain. If you go to multi-chain, you can go ahead and click the Enter App button, and then you can go ahead and click Connect Wallet and MetaMask. At this point, it will say, would you like to basically confirm this? And we're going to say yes, and click Next and Connect. Okay, so once on the smart chain, we're going to go ahead and select the Ethereum and select Ethereum router. And then we will select our Ethereum token and make sure that it's on the BNB chain. And at this point, we will say the from, however much we want to move. And then it will say to. And basically what it'll calculate into here is going to be your fee. So you can see 0.03 is going to get removed. And then from this point, we can go ahead and say swap. So we're going to go ahead and swap. It'll give us basically all the details, and we're going to click confirm. From here, it'll give us the estimated gas fee, which is still going to be cheaper than what we were paying earlier. And then we will go ahead and click confirm. You can see that the transaction has been confirmed, and we're just waiting for the status to be confirmed on the Binance Smart Chain side of things. Okay, and now you can see that it says success. So at this point, we can go ahead and check our Binance network by going to the smart chain in here and taking a look at our assets. So as you can see, we do not have the Ethereum added into here, so we can't see it, but no worries. All we got to do is go back to CoinMarketCap, search for Ethereum, and then look for the contract address on Binance Smart Chain and click the Add to MetaMask button and click Add Token. At this point here, you can see that we have some ETH added. All right, so now with some ETH in our wallet, we can go ahead and swap for some other things. Let me show you guys, though, some things to watch out for. Let's say we want to swap some of our ETH for Flux. You may want to be careful here, because if we go into the Flux option, we'll click Continue here. And let's just say max, right? And we say review swap. It's going to fetch some quotes. But what you want to pay attention to is it's only going to give us this amount of flux, which is basically not worth anything. So that's going to be due to not enough liquidity. So we're going to go ahead and cancel that. However, if we go ahead and click the swap and maybe grab the ETH here, and then we want to swap it for some Binance Smart Chain for BNB, or what's another good one that we had in here? We had some cake, right, from earlier for pancake swap. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll click the max button. We'll review the swap. And you can see here for this amount, we would get 2 cake. And then we would basically go ahead and review that swap. Now, to make sure that would be enough, what you would want to do is go ahead and compare the value of ETH to cake. You can use CoinMarketCap to do that, etc. And then you can click the swap button. And then you can see it was completed. So we'll go ahead and close. You can see we have 2 cake now and no ETH. You can see here that we had a failed transaction of our Flux. I wanted to use that as an example. Basically, we lost money swapping ETH for Flux. That's something you want to be careful of in MetaMask, because if there's not enough liquidity, it may say that it's going to go through. And if you added it and you accept it, it's just going to end up that you lose that money. Alrighty, so there is our overview of how to utilize MetaMask and use tools like CoinMarketCap to basically determine and find the proper contract addresses for each particular setup or each particular token. Now, remember, we've talked about this so many coins problem before. Basically, MetaMask does support multiple different coins, and then it supports tokens on top of those coins or those networks. Examples are Ethereum Classic, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and a few others. You can always figure this out by going to CoinMarketCap. So once again, let's go ahead and look at it. So if we're back on CoinMarketCap and we just look for any old coin, right? What we can find, let's see, there's a token. Let's say somebody was like, you should buy Satoshi token, but you don't know where it is. You can come over here and you can see that you have a contract on Solana and you have a contract on BNB Smart Chain. So BNB Smart Chain would support MetaMask. If you had Solana and you want me to cover Solana and their wallet and adding contract addresses there, let me know. We also have other stuff like Ergo and Cardano that run on Yo ROI wallet, very similar to MetaMask and the same thing. So for example, if we did like SIG USD, is it in here? No, that's a little too new. Let's just look for Ergo maybe. Ergo's not going to have any contracts anywhere. Let's just look for Cardano again. So Cardano does have wrapped options on Binance Smart Chain as well as Velas, for example. But it also has its own set of different contracts through Yo ROI that you can also add into there. So there's a lot going on here. Today we're just covering essentially MetaMask. But make sure that you use the official coinmarketcap.com website so that you are pulling up, of course, the actual contract that will be valid. And then on top of that, make sure that it is a project that has enough liquidity in it when you're making the swaps. And make sure you utilize bridges that are safe. We'll leave a link to the multi-chain bridge down below for the Binance example. If you would like me to cover Polygon specifically, let me know and we'll cover Polygon as well. Hopefully this gives you the tools to start navigating and understanding how all of this works together and functions. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more, or check out this playlist for more crypto content related topics.